So everything that we're talking about in the motor trade at the moment, obviously the future is quite a scary place in terms of technology, what sort of skills are needed for that. I mean, firstly, what's the career and aims for yourself moving forward?
So motorbike racing is just like a business, just like your business. You get a lot of people that do it like a hobby, and that's good enough. That's fair play to them. They're enjoying themselves. They're happy with it. But for me and the riders I'm racing against, it's a business. It's a career. It's for a lot of them, it's their job.
Yeah.
So you look at it in a business kind of way, and you've got to have a good goal of where you think you can get to. And I think my realistic goal is to get to World Superbikes. That's where I want to go. I've kind of got MotoGP out of my head now. I'm not really too fussed about going to MotoGP because it is a long, hard route to get to MotoGP. Not saying I haven't got the time or the graft to put it in, because I have.
Talent, yeah, to do it.
But to get there, you've got to have everything perfect. You've got to have the perfect face to fit it. You've got to be the right height. It's stuff that's out of your control.
Yeah.
So you've kind of got to. If I would like to get to MotoGP, you've got to like force your way into it. So World Superbikes, I think I'd like to sit comfortably in World Superbikes, and that's kind of my goal. And I would really like to be world champion before 2025. That's my realistic goal.
Yeah, that's a fair ambition, mate, and fair play to you for aiming to shooting for the stars. But you know, with the developments and everything that's going on, I mean, you're starting to see it now, certainly in cars, you know, in terms of electric, Formula E, and I mean, what are your feelings about that? Because naturally it's going to come into bikes at some point.
Yeah, it will. It will come into bikes. Obviously, as long as they're building petrol bikes, they're going to race them, aren't they?
Yeah.
But obviously they're saying there's a date where it'll cut off and everything's going to be built electric. So I dare say that happens because every championship is racing the latest technology. So it will be electric bikes, and I dare say I'll be onto electric bikes, and that's what I'll be doing. So.
And what problems does that pose? I mean, the current skills within the pit lane and the garages and stuff like that. I mean,
see, for me, it'll just be the case of getting used to what an electric bike is like to ride. So I dare say I'll be spending a lot of time on the bike and working out what it's doing and how it rides differently to what I have been riding. But with the mechanics, I'd say that's a big side of it, because they don't know of yet of what they're going to do. And there's a lot of mechanics in racing that won't want to work with electric bikes because they love petrol bikes. So if you're a young lad now trying to get into automotive and you do want to try and really get into it, it is going to go electric, and really you should try and get into it now and start learning the trade now, because I dare say in a few years to come there's going to be a lot of jobs.
Why do you think that is, that fear? You know, I mean, I know growing up, do you think it's a knowledge thing? Do you think it's a fear that people, because it's the unknown, or
I'd say one
or do you
thing,
think it's just they love the smell of petrol and oil?
That's what it is. It's the love of racing. It's the love of Castrol R burning, and the smell of it. And the main thing is there's a lot of lads and mechanics that stop racing after 2 strokes because they didn't like 4 strokes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exactly the same when you get to electric bikes,
Yeah.
and that's how it'll be. And there'll be a lot of people out there that will love the technology of electric bikes, and there'll be a lot of people out there that frown upon it and don't like it.
Yeah.
So each to their own. I love petrol bikes. I'm not a big fan of electric, but it is a lot faster and it's a lot more power.
Yeah.